Well, it's like near the end of March. It's 34 degrees, it's a little windy, there's a nip out there. It should be in its 50s by this time. But hey, I had to get out and about. So, we are in downtown Stanton, Minnesota. That's right. We are west of Cannon Falls a few miles, and maybe 7 miles east of Northfield. Probably about 8 miles from Randolph, south of Randolph. And I'm not sure how many miles we are north of Denison. And the first thing I'm going to do is show you a few maps like I usually do. This first map will be looking at it from today. Yes, we're going to use Google. Google is our friend. So the first map will be showing you where Stanton is today if we were hanging from a skyhook. And then I'll fade that in to the Google map that I drew the old railroad on. And then I'll show you a couple of old plat maps. And then after you see those, so you get orientated on where we're at, I'll bring you out there and I'll show you what it looks like now in downtown Stanton. Yes. And then I'll put up a photo of the railroad area that shows the depot. It's an awesome photo. And as we look at those, after we look at that photo, I will show you some of the area. And I think there's a few houses that might even still be here. And I know there's a building in that picture. And I'm going to point it out to you. And I'll show you where it was at and what it looks like today. So I'm looking south, and that would be towards Denison, and the road you see here is Route 19, and if we went to the right we'd go to Northfield, and to the left would bring us to Cannon Falls. Now pan around here. I'm standing on the slope of this ditch, and this is our railroad right here. So, just to give you a little background on it, in 1884, the Minnesota and Northwestern built this railroad in this section, and it wasn't long, and the Chicago, St. Paul, and Kansas City bought it. And from there it went to the Chicago Great Western. Now that's 1884, so between 1884 and 1885, all three of these railroads owned this section of rail. So you can see how fast things turned over back then. Just another one of those stories. So I am lined up in this photo about where it was taken. And before I show you this photo, I took this from West 2K. All right, I have permission to use his photos sometimes. And this is an awesome photo. It shows, let me put my finger out here. It shows the railroad, and it shows the houses on the right and some buildings on the left. And I'm not sure how many of these houses that you see here might have been here back then in that photo, but there may have been a couple. Be hard for me to tell. So I'm going to show you this photo right now, and then to the left after that, I'm going to walk down and show you this spot right here. This spot is in this old picture. So I'll show you the picture right now. So right out there is where I was standing. Car went by, Route 19, is where I was standing when I faded, or today's scene, into the old, I don't know, there wasn't a date on that photo, early 1900s scene. This is your railroad here. And this was the direction that our photo was taken in. And I said to look to the right. I showed you a building, and now it's gone. But I have another photo of it, and I'm gonna slip that photo in right now, because that building was in that railroad photo, and this is what it looked like. So there's two streets, one on the east side of this railroad and one on the west side. I'm walking down the one on the east side here now, and I'm just kind of guessing and trying to line things up. So if I'm a little off, you'll have to forgive me, but I think in the picture, when I look, I think the depot was sitting right about here. Well, you see we're cuddling up to stay warm. Yeah, well, you know the drill. I'll see you on our next one. I hope you enjoyed this video. I just love this kind of history. I know that old building wasn't part of the railroad, but you know, it fits into these old photos. Just want to say God bless you, and I'll see you on our next one.